Good evening, everyone. Welcome to Rotor Talk Live, Season 3, Episode 16, Fimi X8 SE 2020, Mavic Air 2 with ADS-B updates. Mr. Ron Brown, how are you this evening?
Very well, Bill. We had kind of your weather here yesterday. We had a real bad storm blow up today. Thunder and lightning. Now it wasn't particularly bad right here in Margate City, but surrounding areas, got a lot of damage. So we dodged kind of a bolt this time, I guess, like you did yesterday with the tornadoes. But I'm doing well. I'm ready for a big show tonight, and I've got a little update on the Anafi. I'm still working on the information as we proceed to show, so I will get into that later.
Awesome, yes.
And the other big drone news of the day is Rob Gronkowski got traded to the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Oh, wait a minute. Oh, that's for my sports show. I'm sorry, wrong show for that information.
Well, I got to let you know, Tom Brady went to work out at a park here in Tampa. The police told him, you need to go home. You can't do it. We're under.
They told Tom Brady?
Yes, they told Tom Brady to go home.
Did he have his mask on?
I don't know.
Hey,
he probably had his helmet on.
What they better not tell Gronkowski to go any place. You see, the Gronk looks like he could win that wrestling title or whatever.
Gronk could knock down about 10 people at once. So, but I kind of switched things up because I normally go to Marcus first, and I went to Ron first today. I was looking at Marcus for a second. He's like,
I derailed the show with the
Marcus. How are you?
Gronkowski story.
I'm good.
Well, I will throw it to Marcus while Bill unfreezes. Marcus, how was your day?
We're all frozen now. How are you, Marcus?
All right. Hey, we're rocking and rolling here. Hey, doing good. We had a nice day in Idaho here today. The wife and I took a nice walk, and I've been working on an edit on a Skydio 2 edit, flying the drone with just the iPhone today, and hopefully get that thing up soon. And then I gave you guys a preview of my other video that's going to go live pretty quick. And and then I'm hoping to get out, maybe fly that Mavic 2 some here this week, as well as the Mavic Mini is my hope, and get all stoked and ready to go for next Monday for the Mavic 2 Air.
Yes. Well, we're going to have back-to-back shows next Monday night. That's right. We're going to have Bill the Drone Reviewer on at 8:30 Eastern Time on Monday night is kind of a, kind of the warm-up show, kind of like when you see Howie and Terry and all the crew on the NFL set on Fox. We're gonna do the warm-up, and then at 9 o'clock Eastern, we're going to go over to ZinoNation. And then the big event is at 9:30 p.m. Eastern Time next Monday night. So, and we're gonna have a blast, and we're gonna have one of my favorite drone people join us, DeMarco, FSU grad 03. So we're just gonna have an unbelievable party, and you may get to see us hit the buy button live next week, folks. I mean, how much more exciting is that?
That's very exciting.
Seriously, and, we may even get DeMarco to hit the buy button live. We might see that too. And I'm going to be having open on my panel. I'm going to have a Best Buy panel open. I'm going to have a DJI panel open, and we're going to see about shipping for that. So
how about B&H also?
Well, B&H too. Yeah, absolutely. The first come, first serve. That's kind of the way that's going to go. So, want to start things off tonight. The Fimi X8 SE 2020, as we all know, it is just left and right. Right now I have over 100 people that joined my Fimi X8 SE 2020 group. I started it like 2 weeks ago from nothing, and it's over 100. I'm getting people joining it daily. Sales are going through the roof. I know I talked to Marcus about it before the show, for both he and I. And we also, and I want to say this, to all of those of you who purchased a drone off of me, and I'm sure Marcus would echo my sentiments, thank you. And the reason I say thank you is it helps this channel, okay? The money I get from things, from ad revenue, from affiliate links and everything, it goes back into drones. It goes back into things to help this channel, like the microphone I'm using, the computers I'm using, everything. So again, thank you. We really appreciate that. Okay, moving on to some other stuff now. Okay, I just found out from somebody in the chat, and I didn't know this. I wanted to get your guys' reaction to it. Apparently, Banggood has taken off of the site the Fimi Care. It doesn't even appear. What do you guys think about that?
Yeah, Bill, I looked that up when you mentioned it, and sure enough, it's gone off of their site. So all you have a choice is buying from the U.S. warehouse or the Chinese warehouse. And by the way, the Fimi X8 SE 2020 version, there's a mouthful, is cheaper if you buy it from the U.S. warehouse. And then, of course, if you use that discount code, even cheaper yet. So that's clearly they're trying to push it that direction. And it does make you wonder what happened with that Fimi Care. You could tell it was a little bit weird at the start that maybe they hadn't thought that all the way through. So, you know, I just don't see it as that big of a deal. I guess it would be kind of nice, but just like DJI's refresh, you know, if you lost the drone in a lake or something, you actually have to have the drone to send it back in. My understanding is this Fimi Care or whatever, you would have to send it at your expense to a U.S. warehouse. So, you know, there were pluses and minuses. It certainly wasn't free. So you're going to pay for it up front. I think they said $40 to get up to 2 replacement drones in a year. So in other words, before they'd send you a drone, you have to send them $40. Plus you would have to pay to ship that drone, your broken drone, to their warehouse. It is nice that it's no fault. But you know, you might be just as well off buying one of those State Farm drone policies. I don't have any experience with those, but I hear a lot of good things about them. They're pretty reasonable, and people just say, hey, they just send you whatever your purchase cost is of that drone, and then you just buy another one.
State Farm is fantastic. I can tell. I haven't filed a claim with them, but I got to tell you this. You know, it's like I want to add something on there, and I pay for all my drones. Now, I don't have the Zino 2 insured. I got to call them up. I haven't, ever since, you know, everything hit the fan, I haven't had a chance to do that. But for an annual premium, I'm paying a little over $120. I get the Phantom 4 Pro V2.0. I got my Mavic 2 Pro, and I have my Mavic Mini on there. Okay, and it's real easy. All you got to do is provide them the serial number and then the bill of sale and how much you want to insure it for. And it's called a personal articles policy. Now, it's my understanding they will insure everywhere except the state of California, as far as I know. And this is not attached to homeowners policy or auto policy or anything, so your rates won't go up, and your rates won't go up if you even file a claim as well too. And they process them very fast. So with that said, Ron, what are your thoughts about no more Fimi Care?
Well, you know, I never even gave a whole lot of thought to it in the first place. I'm sorry to say. I know a lot of people didn't get it, you know, and didn't see like it was a good idea. So I didn't put a whole lot of thought into ever getting it. So, I mean, I have very little opinion on it. I guess I'm not surprised that it got taken away. It didn't seem to be fully baked or whatever, though. Are any of these things really fully baked when they launch? I know I kind of understood you had to send your drone back to Spain at your own cost. So, you know, if I have that correct, and none of that seemed to be anything I would have been interested in. So again, I didn't really take a deep dive into it. So I'm sorry I don't have a lot of input here. It's just not anything that really, I mean, caught my eye that they had it, but I never really considered. I mean, I don't even get the, I didn't even get the DJI Care for the Mavic Mini because it was a $399 drone. Why am I making it a $40 drone, you know, for something so low price? I only ever recommend insuring things of like a high value, like your Mavic 2 Pro or something like that. But I don't know if I'd bother insuring an under $500 drone. Just my 2 cents. I mean, again, this isn't very thought out. I just didn't put a lot of thought into it. I'm just kind of going off the top of my head. So sorry I don't have a better answer for you, Bill.
No, Ron, because it really wasn't available when you went to order it anyway. It's like, you go out there and, the option was grayed out. You didn't really have a chance. That was the same for you too, right, Marcus?
Yes.
Yeah. So it was grayed out. So we really didn't have a chance, because I've had a lot of people ask me post, can we be able to buy it? So I posted this question to Banggood, and I've heard crickets back. I haven't heard a thing from them regarding that. So that's why we haven't heard anything back about that, because that's been kind of like the numero uno question that we've got. One of the other things is about the camera. Now, I hate to say this. I had to play policeman on my Fimi X8 SE 2020 group because some things were getting out of hand. And it was a question about the camera. And a gentleman decided he's not going to order it. And some people were giving him a hard time and stuff. I had to shut the commenting down. People started acting like third graders, which I right now at this point in time, you know what? We need to be friendly with everybody. Okay. That's just the way things are. But with that being said, looking at the results from Ron's Fimi Palm, I mean, the camera quality on there really rivals that of the DJI Pocket Osmo. Okay. It's the quality on there. I thought, after watching Ron's video, was just as good as DJI's. And this, from what I understand from an email I got from a subscriber, he told me that's going to be the same camera that's going to be in the Fimi X8 SE 2020. If that is, I mean, we're getting, again, how much more of a bargain can you get, even at $347 for this drone, to have a camera like that?
Yeah, if that's true, Bill, I mean, it'll essentially have a better camera than the Zino 2. And I only say that because it'll be able to handle the sun and the exposure. I'm not saying it's going to look any better than the Zino 2's camera when you're looking away from the sun, but all around it'll be a better camera. But on that note, Bill, I've seen in more than one place, again, just reading random stuff online. This is all rumors, not saying any of it's true. I read from more than one source said the camera on this new Fimi won't be as good as the camera that came off the old one. And I'm not saying that's true or anything, but I'm saying I've read that in more than one place.
Well, we know it has a smaller sensor, right, Ron? So that's right. I suspect that's where that is coming from.
Yeah, right. A lot of people would just assume offhand in a smaller sensor means the worse camera, where I mean, numbers are numbers, but that doesn't equate to quality in products just because all sensors aren't created equal. So somebody's smaller sensor from one company may be better than somebody's bigger sensor from another company. I mean, it's a lot of moving parts involved, and it's, it's like a car. Okay, you could get a 6-cylinder engine from Nissan, but it may not be as good as Honda's 6-cylinder engine, just because the 6-cylinder, they're not all created equally. And that's the same thing with sensors and sensor size also, if that makes any sense.
That's true. It's like, it's an unknown quantity. I mean, there have been some video that's been leaked out. Okay. Now, I don't know if you guys saw that. Somebody had posted something apparently from the Fimi X8 SE 2020. The video looked good. I mean, whoever was flying it was flying like a treetop level on mountaintops and stuff. It was just like, oh dear God, that kind of thing. But, the video quality looked pretty decent. Of course, we all thought, when we looked at some of the Zino 2 stuff, was like, wow, look at this, looks great. And then we see the lens flare issue. So who knows? Until we actually get it in hand and see it, we don't know. Part of the other good news that I heard, and I did see this in a couple of places, is that they are actually going to be shipping on the 16th out of the U.S. warehouse. Gentlemen, that's great news.
So you
highlight John Speezer's comment here. He says exactly, Sony always makes a great sensor, and that's what I'm talking about. Like a Sony sensor, it may not have as good specs as somebody else's sensor, but Sony always makes a quality sensor.
Oh, I agree 100%.
Thank you, John. I thanks for creating his words for me. Bill, I'm sorry to cut you off. What were you saying?
I was asking you guys, Marcus, what do you think about them being able to ship on the 16th?
Yeah, I'll believe it when I see it, Bill. I would never dare to even guess when one of those Chinese warehouses is going to ship anything. I keep telling everybody with that Fimi X8 SE, I realized that first batch that sold, and I was among those, it said on there that it would ship on the May 16th. And I think the ones now, I'm going to tell you here in a second, the ones now they're saying will ship on May the 29th if you order today. But how many times? I can't think of a time that I've ordered something off of one of the Chinese warehouses that shipped when they said it would. So for me, if I have that thing in my hand by August 1st, I'm going to be tickled to death. And I'm not joking. I'm dead serious.
I hear you. Ron, what are your thoughts?
I totally agree with Marcus. I mean, you can say any date you want, Bill. I'm not going to doubt you. You could be correct. Anything you read on there, but I wouldn't. I wouldn't bet. I wouldn't bet your $100 that's coming on that day, let alone my $100 or whatever. So I predicting. I don't know. Predicting the stock market's easier, Marcus, than predicting the arrival of a drone from mainland China. Is that a fair assessment?
Well, they're both pretty tough to outguess. No question. Yeah.
Well, it's like, okay, I posted Sam's post here. My order says it'll ship the 15th, but they're out of stock. So it's like you kind of like I won't say get what you pay for, but you kind of get what you pay for with this. Okay. We're getting a drone that probably retailed close to $500, if I'm not mistaken, for $345, and 1,000 lucky people will get it for $299. All right, and for this, I'm going to take the attitude, and I'm just going to even suck it in a little more than I did with the Zino 2. I'm just going to let it go because we got good things coming up. We're going to be talking about that here in just a few. So I'm willing to wait and be patient about it this time.
Well, let me expand a little bit on what you said there. The other thing about that drone is, okay, so we have the opportunity to buy it for $347, which is what I paid for it. And then 1,000 of us are going to get rebated back down to $299, which is a steal. After that sale goes off at the end of April, I'll bet you we'll see that drone both on Gearbest and Banggood for over $500. And then, you know how that works. We've seen it before. Then occasionally you'll see it on sale for, $450 or something like that. So I really kind of see this as an opportunity to get kind of a pretty good deal on that caliber of a drone. And you guys have seen my videos that I've made with the 2018 version. It is far from perfect, but overall, it is a pretty high quality piece of equipment and takes some pretty damn good video. And at that price point, it's just phenomenal.
Well, I saw the video that you've taken, and I saw the video that Ron took because it was obviously your drone. And, I was impressed. The thing that flipped me onto this drone was the quality of the video. Okay. And, when Ron got it and he was out there, and I mean, it looked every bit as good as the quality of the video that you shot, Marcus. And I said, you know what, this kind of price, it's too good to pass up. So I just, boom, done. I mean, that's just kind of a no brainer. So, and again, I'll say this, thank you to everyone who has, clicked the links and have purchased them. If you still want to do that, check out Marcus's videos. He'll have the links in there. I have the links in mine. Ron, if he's doing it, we'll have the links in his as well too. Do it
from Ron. Buy it from Ron.
You buy it from Ron. Okay, buy it from Ron. That's
Hey, can I interject here? I had a question on my Fimi X8 video today, and I haven't answered the gentleman yet. He said, I put all the links below, all the ones you guys sent me, and he asked, after he orders it, what does he have to do to enter the $299 contest? Okay, let's run down the whole steps. Okay, so say you're following one of our links. So you follow one of the links to Banggood, you find a drone, then you put that special coupon in that takes the extra $50 off of it. Okay, I think everybody knows that. But now, what's the third step to get it to enter the contest to try to get it for $299? What's step 3?
Well, you know, we don't know exactly, but
okay.
I can bring the web page up here. So it's subject to interpretation. So so Bill, I'm going to ask you for the screen here. And I don't want, let me see if I can get a Chrome tab going here. I'm sorry, Bill, this is going to take me a second.
Okay. I think this is a question a lot of people ask. So I think if we demonstrate this will do a great service to the community.
Yeah.
Okay, so this is what they are saying. This is
Mark,
their rule.
could you take the comment down? Thank you. There we go. Thank you.
Yeah, so what they're saying is you order it between April 1st and April 30th. Boom. Okay, we've pretty much all done that.
Today's the 21st. You got 9 days to order.
There you go. Save your order ID. We will generate a drawing link on May 3rd for everyone to participate in the draw on this page. So I assume you're going to go back to this very website because it says this page. So, you know, how do we, what do they mean by this page? We don't exactly know, right? And then it says, we will randomly select 1,000 lucky customers who will get the Fimi X8 SE for just $299. The difference will be refunded to their accounts. Now, there's another one. What does their accounts mean? Does that mean they're going to give you a Banggood credit, or does that mean that they're going to actually refund money back to your credit card or whatever? We don't really know, do we? It's kind of vague.
And we did find out from John Coopy the other night. He said if it's Banggood points, at those points, like it doesn't matter if you have 1 million Banggood points, you can only use so many per item.
That's exactly what he told us. So there's 2 different kinds of Banggood points. There's also Banggood Pay, which is just $1 for $1. So who knows is the thing, Ron. You're good to bring that up because it's very vague here. We don't really know. It doesn't really say. And it says each user can only be drawn once. Repeated orders will not increase your chances. Save this link when the draw time comes. So I assume it is this page. And if you click on the Fimi page where you buy the drone, this page, there's a banner at the very top of that page that links to this. And then it says the lucky draw will be announced in real time. So what I'm guessing is, and there again, we don't really know, but I'm guessing is they'll have a randomizer linked on that page. Mm-hmm. You enter your order number in, hit a button, and that randomizer will tell you if you won or not. And
yeah, you'll hear a lot of weeping and celebratory music when you do it, and congratulations and all that kind of good stuff. Yeah. This is excellent, Marcus. Thank you for bringing this up.
Well, one more thing, Bill. I want to make sure people understand that they're saying that it will only be active May 3rd through May 10th. So you'll want to return to that website by that time.
Yeah, that's important. And I know I have the link for this in my Fimi X8 SE 2020 videos. I got one coming out shortly on that. So, and I'll definitely, what I'll do is I'll also post the link in this video after we're done tonight, so you guys can have that. But thank you, Marcus, for finding that. And Ron, thank you for bringing that up, because I think that's important to know, because, $50, whether it's a Banggood credit, we have to spend it with them, or, we can get Banggood points that go to back to our PayPal or credit card. I think, I'm hoping it'll be the latter versus the former, but either way, I mean, look at it this way, it's $50 of something that you didn't have before. And, it will, let's say you want to get an extra battery for it. So it would go, would pay about 3/4 of a new battery for you. So, I mean, it's a win-win for everybody, And
thank you, Marcus, for answering that. And I'll definitely pass this information along to the person that asked the question, knowing, I guess it was my link or the show or one of our shows. So no, that's great information.
Well, one of the other things here too is, make sure to, I'm going to drop this link and make sure I'm going to call it out in my Fimi X8 SE 2020 videos so everybody knows about it. And I think, the important thing is, like Marcus said, if you can mark on your calendar on your smartphone the day and the time of this, I think this is going to be huge.
Right. Hey, Bill, I don't, if we're done with Fimi, I want to just give a little quick update before we move on to the next topic. I'll only take a minute or two.
Go for it, Juan.
Okay, on last time we talked about the and I just give a little background. We talked about I didn't think the Hubsan had any updates. I asked Marcus if he started his Zino 2 up lately. He said he hadn't. So today before the show, to make sure, I started the Zino 2 up and eventually went to that bottom menu where you can actually force an update if there's one. And there was no updates for either the Zino 2 aircraft or the controller. So we were right last night when we said there's no new news on the Zino 2. But while I was doing this, I also got the Mavic 2 Pro out because I kind of intend to fly it tomorrow. It also had no update for the aircraft or the smart controller, but it did have a database upgrade that you see commonly. So there is an update waiting for that. And I don't know what date that was available. But here's the real news. So then I had the Anafi out too. So I fooled around with the Anafi, and I know it had an app update in the past week or 10 days, but I started up and guess lo and behold, the aircraft had an update. 1.6.7, and it was available on I wrote 421 as I did here. I don't know what day it was available, but there was no update for the controller. Just the update, and all it said it did was it improved stability, but it talked a whole bunch of that it didn't firmware upgrade the batteries. I don't know why you have to make it would be a big deal to tell you to had a firmware upgrade the batteries, but why they made a big deal about having it not firmware upgrading the batteries. So the update memo was kind of confusing, but apparently it didn't do a whole lot. It said, stability is always a good thing in the drone world. So that's kind of it on my Ron's update day. But before moving the big time, this is a little short hitter here. We're all aware that the Evo 2 is coming out soon. And the Evo 2 Pro, the one a lot of us have been looking at, reached the hands of a lot of reviewers this week. And among them was our friend Rick Smith. But he lives in New Jersey. He says in his video, he can't even get out the flat because the weather's so bad. And I can confirm that. So Rick did a great job breaking it down at the table. But I don't know about you guys. I mean, unboxing, first looks, man, they're great to see all the details, but I love a video where the drone gets out and fly. I don't know about the rest of you folks, but I like to see the drone in the air. So I went to our friend Young 360's YouTube page, and Young 360 also got the Pro. And and she gave a full, well, her videos are never very long. She gave like a 5-6 minute flight or whatever, and everything looked good in it. And she showed a nice, intelligent features. I'd love to see Marcus test out if he got it. It kind of did that line fly like our Hubsan does, but in this one, she just pointed where she wanted the line fly and then hit the auto button, and it kind of made like an arrow there, and the drone just went there. You know how, Marcus, you have to go and you have to set the point. She'd have to set the points in software. She just pointed the finger, and it just went right to this boat.
Ron, I got something for you. You get out that Phantom 4 behind you.
It's got the point thing.
You can do exactly that with your Phantom 4, my friend.
The old Phantom 4 that I'm probably trying to sell.
You got it.
Well, I mean, I know they had that, but I mean, it wasn't. You should see this graphic on hers. It was just incredible. You should see the bells and whistles on the app she had up. But here's the point I'm getting to here, and I don't want to make this the Evo 2 show, but she had it in 6K, right? And it looked good and all, but then when she went to her B-roll camera and she showed the B-roll, it didn't look any better than her B-roll camera. And I think I looked, I don't know what, it didn't say what she's using for a B-roll camera, but you know what I mean? That kind of threw me a little bit. You thought, well, they made this, and I only have a 4K monitor, so I was watching 6K and 4K. But I mean, I got scratched my head. Well, this 6K here doesn't look any better than, what's coming out of whatever her B-roll camera is. So have you guys seen Young 360s?
Haven't seen it yet. But we're going to watch it now, I'll guarantee you.
Yeah, of course, she's at a great location. The weather's perfect, and she's at like some kind of a pier, and it's maybe it's near sunset. I mean, everything, looks good. I mean, it's a perfect setting to do this, and but just some of the stuff she shows in the app, and again, this isn't like Rick's review where she covers every little nook and cranny, but the few things you can see going on in the app are very impressive. But she does mention that's kind of a heavy drone, and she said it'd be great for a professional, but she's more of a traveler, and is not as compact as she would like as a travel drone. And again, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to turn this into the young 360 hours here, but I just thought it was worth talking about to go over, drop in.
No, I'm kind of glad you brought the Evo 2 up, because our good friend Cliff Totten has been in the chat. He said, "Did I miss any Evo 2?" And I said, right when you started, Ron, that's when he got in. So
I was on cue tonight.
Yes, you were. You were on cue. Well, Stephen Ewing puts a great comment down here. You need the appropriate monitor to appreciate the 6K or 8K. I agree 100%, Stephen. And, you also have to have the right kind of PC, and you have to have a very beefed up PC to do this. A lot of people say, early on when I was talking about this, to people, and I was getting a lot of pushback from a lot of Evo fans. They're saying, well, you can do this with Lightroom, or you could bring this in and da-da-da and all this stuff. And I'm saying, look, I said, you know what? You can do all you want to, but I'll tell you what, when you put it out there, all you're going to see is 4K. Okay. You're not going to see 6K. You're not going to see 8K. You're going to see 4K at best. Okay. And, and we also talked about, and we've talked about it before, as far as 8K is concerned, Samsung's came out with some new ones at CES 2020. And I did a review on my Bill of Technology reviewer channel. And those things were starting around $7 or $8 grand. Okay. I mean, and there's very limited media that's actually available right now in 8K. So it's like, it's not there yet. Okay. I think, Autel's probably jumped the gun. They wanted to get, they got a lot of recognition for it, but in actual practicality and purposes, okay, guys, 4K is going to be it for us. I mean, I every now and then I throw a 4K video out there just because I think it looks great. But the upload time is long. The upload to YouTube, when I'm processing, it's long. It just takes a longer time. It looks great, but it takes a longer time. But you also have to realize too, my brand new laptop has a 4K screen on it, so I can actually see it in 4K. Or if I transpose it to my TVs, I can see it in 4K. But otherwise I can't. So that's kind of where we're at with that. You guys agree with that?
Well, I want to tell you another thing. Somebody asked, let's see who's commenting. The comments move so fast. Somebody asked about cropping in, but Hubsan Choice asked, "Is 8K good for cropping?" Well, I don't know if it is or isn't, but what Young 360 showed, this has, I think she had 4 stops of lossless zoom on this thing.
Oh, well, that'd be cool.
Yeah, and she could go even further. She had more. She had, I'm making numbers up here, 10 stops, but she had like the first 4 in 4K, I think. In 4K, I think she had 4 stops of lossless zoom. So, I mean, guys, as much as we say, go on about we don't need 8K and 6K, whatever, if you only shoot this in 4K from what she showed, and again, her video is not that long, I was kind of impressed with what she showed. Again, even if you just set it in 4K and never moved it, this thing is packed with goodies in there, and and the app seemed very quality, and I was kind of impressed. I hope she shows a little bit more. But again, I didn't know it had a lossless zoom feature in it. But
also, I was going to say too, guys, with Rick Smith, I know he said the weather was bad up there too, but I would kind of think, because he's in northern Jersey. Am I right, Ron?
Yes, he's north of me.
He's in northern Jersey, and that's where the real hotbed is right now.
Yeah.
I know they're cracking down on people going outside and doing stuff, and it's probably, Ron, you probably have a lot more freedom where you're at versus where Rick is. So it's probably it may be a while before Rick actually gets out to get a video, which I know is going to frustrate the daylights out of him, because he's like a 13-year-old when he gets a new drone. Okay, it's like
he was itching to get that thing outside in his video, Bill.
Oh, I bet he's just you can only do so much inside. You can only do so much with an unboxing or in setup video. It's getting it outside and getting it up for its first flight.
And like I mentioned earlier, even though Rick's video was much more detailed and told every little thing about the drone. I mean, you see he put time into it. And even though Young 360 sort of winged it, her having that incredible video out by that water, unfortunately made that video more memorable to me, because I got to see the drone in there, and I got to see the video it could produce. So it kind of made more of an impression than me, even though Rick's video was much more researched and detailed. If that makes sense.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. I agree with you. All right, Ron, thank you so much for the Anafi update, and thank you for bringing up the Evo 2. I think that was
I'm getting swayed back towards the Evo 2 Pro away from the Mavic Air 2 now. I'm on the fence tonight, guys. I'm leaning. Tip me back over, Bill. Tip me back over.
All I got to tell you is the price, and I think that'll tip you right back over.
Oh, yeah. Don't tell me that. Oh, well,
yeah, don't tell you that, or don't tell the missus that either. So
Ted Donovan pop in here. He could tell me just get both. Where are you, Ken? Are you?
Yeah, where are you, Ken? You know, he's probably sleeping on the couch right now.
Oh yeah, he'll call me from the couch.
You know that's going to happen next week when the Mavic Air 2 hits. Well, and that's a good segue because we're going to talk a little bit about the Mavic Air 2. Now,
swing me back again, Bill.
We're going to swing you back now where you're being on the straight and narrow here, Ron.
Yep.
Okay,
we had up on the wild side.
On the wild side, we had a great time with Sean last night on ZinoNation. Well, it was Mavic Air 2 Nation last night. Yep. And if you haven't seen Sean Oz's latest video, watch it. He did a great job because he compared it to, actually, he threw some clips in from when he first did a video about the Mavic Air 2, I don't know, 6 months ago or so. And, he had 6 points to make, and watch it. He did a great job. And, I just want to kind of do a promo for that. Okay.
Let me ask you guys real fast, because you both owned the, or you both had a lot of hands-on with the Mavic Air 1. Were you in love with the body, the body style as much?
Absolutely. I loved it.
Well, not as much as Sean was. Sean went nuts over that thing. I mean, I thought it looked cool, but I don't know.
Yeah, but Marcus, he compared it to that Corvette, and you probably know that in the Corvette game. That you probably know guys, they love the body style of a certain year Corvette, and they don't want to upgrade just because they love that body style. Is that true? Do you know guys like that?
Oh, I have no question about it. Yeah.
What about you, Marcus? Are you like that with your Corvette?
I like them all.
You like them all,
but of course, everybody has favorites. So really popular is that C2 version. Those early to late 60s Corvettes were, many people, that's their favorite. And then as you get into the later ones, people get all freaking freaked out. They want those pop-up headlights that were available on the 2004 and earlier models. That went away in 2005. There's always things that people nitpick to get all hooked onto and excited about. I don't know. I like them all. That's just the kind of guy I am.
Here's just it's just a little quick sidebar, just to let you know, Marcus. I've been to the plant in Kentucky. I've seen the plant.
As have I.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Wow. Okay. You've been there too, so you know what? It's Corvette heaven over there. That's all I'm going to say. All right, we're going to move on to the Mavic Air 2. Now, one of the things that we talked about last night with the Mavic Air 2 was ADS-B or AirSense, and I'm going to talk a little bit about that in my video coming up, and it's going to be coming out tomorrow, so you guys can go ahead and watch that. And there's going to be 2 models. One's going to have it, and one's not. And I'm going to show you some stuff about that in my next video. But what I wanted to do today was, and I spent some time, and I actually found some screenshots of AirSense, DJI's AirSense and ADS-B that I want to share with you. I know because there were some comments last night, and I know Mikey was saying when he saw it's all crowded and hundreds of things over there. Well, I want to show people to kind of do a level check here and kind of bring this around. So I'm going to go ahead and share my screen.
The chat has all turned to Corvettes now from drones.
Yeah. There we go.
Marcus, maybe we should do a Corvette show, Corvette Nation.
There you go. I'd be all over it.
Now, this is on a Mavic 2 Enterprise, and you can see right here, it says airplane detected, airplane is approaching. You can't read that, please. And it's highlighted in red. There are 3 planes here you could see. One's in blue, which is going away. The other one, which is going in the other direction, is in yellow. But there's one that's red, and apparently this is where the drone is. So it's telling you this. Now, again, this is on a Mavic 2 Enterprise. So let's go ahead and I'm going to bring this up. Now, it shows here, planes approaching, closing distance, please your drone immediately. And you can see right here, it's 134 meters away. and the pilot of the drone is booking it in this direction to get out of here. So, but I wanted to kind of, especially this picture, it's not necessarily always that crowded. Now, if you're closer to an airport, yeah, you're going to see a lot of blips on the screen. Okay. If you're not close to an airport, you're not going to see a lot of blips on the screen, and the screen's not going to be crowded. But, and here's also the other catch-22. If you're closer to an airport, if you're closer than 5 miles, you're not going to be flying anyway. It's not going to happen, especially with a DJI drone, okay? But I wanted to kind of level set this for people to know, you're not going to see hundreds of images on there, all right? Unless you're, like I said, by an airport. This kind of gives you a realistic sense of what it's going to look like. Now, this is actually taken out of DJI's video, which I put a link to when they put a video out about AirSense. And Brendan Schulman's in it, and he talks about how AirSense is going to be on all their drones, 250 grams or more that are out in 2020. So, but, take that for what it's worth. But watch the video when you get a chance. But I wanted to go ahead and do that so you guys had a chance to see this tonight.
Bill, real quick, when you showed the thing there and it showed the icon of a plane. If it was a helicopter, would it be the icon of a helicopter rather than a plane?
Yeah, I imagine so. Yeah, to let you know that.
So Marcus is flying down the Snake River, and he has those helicopters actually flying under him at times. He'll be able to see it as a helicopter.
Right. You'll know whether it's a plane or a helicopter. I think that icon is gonna light up that way and tell you that. And what's nice is you saw on there, the color kind of indicates the yellow's going away from you, the blue's going away from you, but the red, I mean, that's, you're too close. You need to get out of the area, kind of a thing, which which is fantastic. That's absolutely.
Did you see Philly Drone's Life? He said that's on iOS. The Android looks different. It doesn't show the plane, just a dot.
Oh, okay. All right.
But he flew to the Matrice, which apparently has had it.
The Matrice has had it, and I think on their monitor, and that's where I saw it. That's where I actually saw it, and it wasn't congested over there. So I wanted to kind of level set that for everybody, and to kind of give them some food for thought when you're thinking about the model to buy, because the two models are going to be, one's going to be with it, and one's going to be without it. And I know Marcus kind of agrees with me with something like this. For me, where I fly, a lot of the time, especially around my house, I'm over, a lot of times Air Force jets, come swooping in down here, going down to MacDill Air Force Base. And, it'd be real nice to know when one of those bad boys is in the area, so I won't even take off, kind of a thing. And when a helicopter comes in or a private plane comes in, it's going to be invaluable for that. So for me, absolutely. Marcus, what are your thoughts?
Yeah, no, the same way. I mean, we discussed that the other day. I see them both out at Lucky Peak Reservoir. I see them out in the Snake River Canyon sometimes. And what some private pilots will do in the Snake River Canyon is they use it like the canyon on Star Wars, and they'll fly right down into the canyon and so forth. And the good thing is you hear them from so far off. Typically, you have way plenty of time to react, when you hear that thing coming closer. But nonetheless, I think it would give you some peace of mind to actually be able to see it on your screen. Although I appreciate what JC is saying there, that he's saying it could get annoying. So, yeah, I don't know. I've never tried it, so I can't say.
Ron, what are your thoughts?
Yeah, much like I mean, I see all the comments. Somebody said you should be able to turn it off, which that probably won't happen. I mean, what can I say? I mean, it sounds like a good thing, as far as knowing the air traffic around you. But I mean, and I understand Marcus's case scenario where he's flying in a odd thing where he's flying over a river canyon there where objects could be flying below him, helicopter being illegal. But most of us, like I'm mostly a 200 feet and under guy, whatever. So I mean, I really don't need to know the air traffic, and I don't know, like 95% of the instances, because nothing's flying lower than I am at sea level. But I mean, I understand this. It's important depending on where you live, what situations. It's a good thing they added it. Am I sure I'm going to get pay the extra money to get the version that has it? I don't know that yet. if you made me say one way or the other right now, I'm going to say I'm going to save the $200 and not get it. But again, I could change my mind by next Monday. We had a comment from Stephen Ewing in here that's kind of relates to this. He said, I still don't understand why DJI has changed the form of the controller. They made it bigger. And I guess one answer for Stephen is because they're putting the phone on the top and not the bottom now. And what that allows you to do, a lot of people even adapted their old Mavic and DJI things to have on top, because you have a better field of view. If you don't have to keep looking way down here, you can keep an eye on the screen and see what's out ahead of you. So I think it's safer having on top like we were used to with our old Phantom 4 days. And plus, this is a little bit of what Bill and we have been speculating the past couple of days. What if they do come out with the smart controller for this? This thing looks so big that they could probably come out with another version of this controller that had the screen on the bottom part of it to be the smart controller. So this bigger controller may be the basis for the smart controller going forward. I mean, that's pure speculation on my part, but I'll see what Bill thinks about that.
Ron, I agree 100%. Well, Lauren, when he was on, and by the way, Lauren is taking the evening off, for obvious reasons, and we'll definitely try to get him back on next Tuesday for post-release reaction, which I think we would just absolutely be real interested in getting him on here. But, I kind of talked about that a little bit last night, and Ron he just hits a home run with this, because Lauren actually mentioned, about another smart controller in the works. And I'm like, okay, here. Wow. Okay. Smart controller 2 coming out, being able to hook up with the Mavic Air 2, the Mavic 2 Pro, Mavic 2 Enterprise series. And just to let everybody know, I want to be clear while we're talking about this, and I want to be crystal clear on this. I know Aldrin put out a video about the about the Phantom 4 Pro V2.0 and the DJI Smart Controller. There is no software on the Smart Controller. It will work, okay? But what I can tell you is this. You have very limited capabilities, and my recommendation is not to do it and not to use it. I had the opportunity to test the beta version of the software on the Smart Controller, and it worked flawlessly. I had no issues with it. However, it's not set up to work, and until DJI decides to pursue that, it really technically it's something I would recommend that you don't go there. I just wanted to get that, because I know there might be some questions.
But I had another, I segue on top of this too. Okay, say the new controller for the Mavic Air, the big one. Say if they did put a screen in that bottom part, but they still let you hook your phone on top of the screen, and the top and that phone could be you could see the AD. Say the number. Say the call letters for me.
ADSB.
That could be that screen up there, and your bottom screen could just be all for flying the drone and use your phone as a second screen. So it would be less annoying if it was on that screen up top, but it would be handy to see right away. I know I'm inventing technology that'll probably never come, but it just thought to me that if they use a double setup there, that would it would take up less room on the screen you're flying with, and it would be a full screen up top.
Hey Ron, I'm on the phone with Frank Wang right now. I want to let him know all this.
Oh, yeah. Tell Frank to put that in real fast.
Frank, did you hear what Ron said? Can you get this on the Mavic Air 2? Okay, sounds good. Thanks, Frank. See? You have things happen on Build a Drone Reviewer that you don't happen on other shows, okay?
Just think if that did happen next Monday, that came out and that was to be or whatever, we'd have to get our commission or something.
Well, and here's the thing, okay? It's like, you always wanted a direct connection. We got one now, okay? Because with Frank here, we're all good. When we get done with the virus kind of stuff, we'll have Frank in. We'll have him in for a guest spot, okay?
Well, you should have like the bat phone there when you called him.
I have the bat phone here. It's like that number. It's like 20 digits long to dial and all that kind of stuff. So, all right. Well, just and it's always good to have a little bit of humor here right now, especially too. Well, it's coming out next Monday, and just to kind of give you guys, a little bit of heads up on this. We started. We're going to have a half hour. It's going to be a warm up on here on Build a Drone Reviewer. And then at 9 o'clock Eastern time, we're going to switch over to ZinoNation. And, I'll join Ron and Marcus. And our great friend DeMarco will be on with us, FSU Grad 03. So, we're just going to have a unbelievable time. It's going to be a blast. It's going to be a hoot. You know, there's been people talking about why is it 9:30 Eastern time? Well, 9:30 our time. Evidently, it's going to be in the morning over in China. Okay, it's going to be like 9:30 in the morning their time over there. So who knows why? Who knows why they're doing? But the other thing too is, and I know we've talked about this before, and you guys will agree with me. Obviously, they can't hold a New York City event with something like this right now. That's not going to pan out. All right, but they have saved a lot of money. And let me tell you, okay, they put on, and I know you've heard this from me before, they put on a first-class presentation. It's at the Dougal Greenhouse. It was over in Brooklyn, New York. And it was kind of funny. My wife watches one of those designer shows where they, make clothes and stuff. They actually had a contest. It was at the same place that we were at for the Mavic 2 event. I mean, it's huge. And they had hors d'oeuvres and just, it was just a first-class presentation there all the way around. There was no holds barred. Well, they don't have to spend all that money for people to do that when they do this online, when they do it, and I think they're actually going to have a quote unquote, release event over in China? I don't think so. I think it's going to be a soft release because I think even then they probably don't want people flying in at this point. I don't think that's probably a good idea. So they'll probably do a soft release. And what I mean by a soft release is a web only release. All right. When that clock strikes, 0, all right, it's going to be available to purchase out on the site. However, okay, I want to say this to everybody, okay, come at 5 minutes to when we're going to be pontificating 9:25 p.m. next Monday night, okay, I'm going to be hitting that refresh button like crazy, and then when it gets to the point of doing it, you'll be able to probably buy it a few minutes before it actually hits out there. So I mean, it's going to be exciting. It's it's something to look forward to in the midst of all this stuff that we're having to deal with. I mean, it really just takes our minds off of this and something to look forward to. What do you think, guys?
Who knows? We may sell more. We may sell more Mavic Air 2s next Monday night than we did Fimi's.
We could. We really could.
I think it's going to be a home run if it's everything that they say it is, and if at that $799 price point, that is such a sweet spot. I mean, nothing is going to sell, I don't think, as much as the Mini because of its lower price point. That brought a ton of people into the hobby that otherwise may not have been. But anybody that's even remotely an enthusiast, I think that $799 price point is going to it's key, and they're going to sell a ton of them.
Marcus, I think this price point, for the value it packs in. The Mini packed in a lot of value at $399, but I think this packs in just as much value at the $799 price point the Mini did. So I think this is just as much a bargain as the Mini was. Again, we're speculating here that all this is true, whatever. But Marcus, you've come around. A couple weeks ago, we were talking about this Mavic Air 2. You were a little on the fence, and you've kind of got off that fence a little bit.
Yeah, I have. ADS-B is kind of an interesting deal to me. Plus, here's what I totally believe, Ron, and you and I both speculated about this. So everybody's talking about those sensors on there. I think but we do know that it's also got APAS. Is it 2.0 or 3.0?
It's a couple. I know it has tracking 3.0 and waypoint 3.0.
Yeah, but the point being that I suspect that it is going to have obstacle avoidance, even though it does not have those side sensors. I'll bet you they are wide view sensors that it will do some amazing stuff. So DJI always gives us some really good surprises.
Let me clarify, Mark. I agree, Marcus. We're saying that this is going to have more obstacle avoidance than any other drone ever made that only has 4 sensors. Because why? That's what we're trying to say.
Yes, that's a correct statement, Ron.
And I want to shout out before we get. Marcus has a great video. I just watched it today. I don't know. I think he put out yesterday on his Skydio too, where he's flying and he has get the beginning when you have it connect to the wrong thing. That's happened to me too. I've got it connected to the phone instead of the controllers happened to me. But it was a great video. And at the end, you said the same thing that we've been hearing over. At the end, you talked about how good the camera is, and you said, well, it's probably almost as good as my Mavic 2. And he said, no, it is as good.
It is.
One thing, and I've heard, it's like I've heard this analogy today, which I actually thought was kind of funny. It made me laugh. You have the Mavic Mini, you have baby Mavic Mini, you have baby, you have middle Mavic Air 2, and then you have grown up Mavic 2 series. Okay, it's kind of like progression. But one of the things, and it kind of led me to talk about this point a little bit. Now, we all three of us know, after having the Mavic Mini, what a great, fantastic piece of equipment that DJI came out with. No questions asked. I mean, it's one of the drones. When I came home, Valerie said, "There's a great sunset out," and I said, "Say no more." I threw my work bag down, got my phone. I actually got it up in the air in about 3 minutes, which was pretty amazing. It caught a great sunset, and you guys have seen the video on that. But one of the things I think that we'll really appreciate with the Mavic Air 2 is its weight. Okay, now I know everybody, the 249 grams is important. Outside the United States, it bears a lot of importance, especially Lauren will tell you up in Canada, you don't have to do the you don't have to take the personal test, and you don't have to have to register it and everything, and in other countries as well too. So it really does matter, and it's really important, which is fantastic. But for me, all right, it doesn't matter for us here in the States. But the one thing I'm going to really appreciate about the Mavic Air 2, and I can tell you this already, it's going to be able to handle situations that the Mavic Mini would not. You would get high wind warnings on the Mini. And Marcus, in one of his videos, has a prime example of that. He flew out and he was flying back, and, the wind was so strong, he had to land sooner than he wanted to, and he had to go drive to pick it up. Thank goodness he was able to do that. But I mean, here with the Mavic Air 2, it's gonna be a little beefier, okay? And because it's gonna be a little beefier, it's gonna be able to handle the wind better, I think. What are you guys' thoughts?
I'll let Mark say it, but I think the speed rating on this is almost 43 miles per hour. Just that rating tells us it's almost the 45 that the Mavic 2 is, so it's going to tell you it's in that ballpark. Sorry, Marcus, I should let you go first.
No, you're absolutely right. Yeah, the first comment, Bill, when that situation in the wind with my Mavic Mini, I'm gonna cop to that was as much pilot error as anything. I flew it out.
But it made for an exciting video.
I did everything wrong in that video.
But it made for great entertainment. It made for great entertainment, Marcus.
It did.
True confessions on Bill the Drone Reviewer.
Yeah. I just was so excited to fly that little Mini. And what I always say is that Mini, it can confuse you because it feels like a bigger Mavic when you've got it in the air.
Because
and it's not.
Yeah.
So this one, it's going to be a home run. I mean, there's going to be a lot of good features on there. And Ron, you pointed out, you said, I think 43 miles an hour.
Yeah.
Wow, that's that's nearly as fast. The only drone I have that's faster than that, I guess, would be the new Zino 2. So that
drag race is Zino 2.
Yeah, no, probably not. The Zino 2 would probably smoke it on that one. But yeah, this I'm pretty excited about this deal.
You're definitely off the fence now. Hey, listen, I'm gonna summarize this up here because I know we're at the 9 o'clock hour now here. I mean, I'll put my DJI fanboy hat on for a second, so don't kill me out there, but I'm putting the fanboy hat on. We've talked about this for over a year now, and I think this conversation goes all the way back to the Coast to Coast Drone Show. I think more than ever, DJI has the whole line covered now. They got the under 500 market, the 399. They have that on lock there. I know we talk about the Fimi. We love our Hubsan, but I mean, they got that lock there, and now they've gone to the middle ground, the $799 price point. I mean, they don't have a whole lot of competition in that space because most people are either way below it or way above it. But they got that middle ground just on lock. If this product is if this product is 95% of what we've heard it's going to be, they're going to have that middle price point just on lock. There won't be anything around it that can compare to it. and then we move up to the Mavic 2 series and maybe a Mavic 3 this summer, but we'll skip it. And then they have that high end. Marcus, you go ahead and interject real fast.
I just want to tell you that what you're saying is exactly right. And in order we love our Zino 2s, Ron. You and I both love that drone, but they're not going to sell any of them unless they get that price down to under $400, like the new Fimi is, because this Mavic Air 2 is going to it's going to suck up all that air.
Yeah. And then at the top end, I say at that $1,500 price point, then they got the Mavic 2 Pro. And from what we've heard from a few people, I think Bill mentioned last night, some people that already have the Autel Evo 2, the 8K one, say that it's still really all around not especially in the cam area, not better than that Mavic 2 Pro. So DJI's almost 2-year-old top end drone is still right there with the latest thing. So they've really had the three, the low end, the middle end, the high end. They just have it on lock. And again, I'm sorry I put the fanboy hat on or whatever. And I would love to tell you. Again, I would love to tell you the Evo 2, maybe the Evo 2 Pro. But when I've seen a young 360, I was impressed. But again, the video didn't look any better than what she had as her B-roll camera. And I don't mean that bad. It looked good. But it didn't wow me. I didn't look at that screen and say, man, that's better than the Mavic 2 Pro. I mean, I didn't. And I had my fanboy hat off at that time. So I mean, again, they've really got this thing covered, and these other drone makers are going to have to go back to the table and think about the strategy. And I'm talking way too much here. I'm going to take the fanboy hat off. I'm going to pass the fanboy hat over the Bill.
Okay, what we're going to do is before we wrap things up, I'll have Marcus and Ron talk about upcoming videos they got coming out, and then we'll kind of do our closing. So, Marcus, take it away. I know you got a couple of great ones coming up.
I do. So I've got a couple of Skydio 2 videos coming. One of them is kind of a revisit or a reboot of my biggest YouTube video of all time. And that features my Honda lawnmower of all things. But the Skydio 2 and the Mavic 2 both play a part in that video. So I'll leave it at that.
Yeah, that's a must watch. I can say that. Ron.
Bill, just yesterday I released a video, the kind of Fimi Palm review. And all it really was is I filmed I filmed the Skydio 2 video. And I had the problem. I'm flying the I can't spit it out. The Skydio 2 with a phone. So I had the thing, the Fimi in the other hand. I just kind of walk around. I mean, I didn't even try hard or whatever, because I used maybe 10 seconds of the Palm video in the Skydio 2 review. But I mean, I wasn't even trying. And the mic worked good. I mean, it was stable. Again, all this, and I'm not even trying to make it look good. I didn't do so. If anybody wants to see what the Fimi Palm looks like raw, and somebody just walking around waving in one hand with it and the phone in the other hand, not really, zooming in or holding it real steady, watch that video for a real world test case. And I hope to have it out tomorrow, Thursday. I've done a video where I put footage together from the Zino 1, the Zino 2. And I've even thrown the Anafi in there. And what I'm doing is I've discovered that the Zino 2's, sun flare issue and overexposure issue was also there on the Zino 1. We kind of just forget it. The flare was a little bit different, but it was there on the Zino 1, and also the overexposure issue. And then the only reason I threw I had some Anafi video laying around, and I looked at the Anafi in almost the same locations, and it's looked at the sun, and it's not doing it. No sun flares, no overexposure issues or whatever. And this is all raw video. This is unedited, no filters or whatever. That both Zinos have this lens flare and overexposure issue that the Anafi does not have at all. And you'll see it in the video. And right now the Anafi, you could probably buy you can buy the Anafi cheaper than you can a Zino 2 right now. And you can't get anything cheaper than a Zino 1 that's any quality. But that's what I got coming up the channel. Bill, what do you have coming up?
Well, I'm excited. But Ron and I got a sneak peek at Marcus's new video about the Honda lawnmower, and he incorporated the Skydio 2 and the Mavic 2 Zoom, and you guys need to watch it. That's all I'm going to say. Okay, it's like, you know, if I had 4 thumbs, I'd put them up. Okay,
I'm in that video too. I'm the guy peeking over the fence.
You know, and I'm hoping he'll get 400K views on this one. All right, I don't know. I got one.
If you go Honda mower, there'll be a link included.
And I got to tell you what, I'm excited about that video that Ron has coming out, because I think that'll really kind of set a lot of people's minds at ease about this lens flare issue. I think that'll really kind of, you know, be a level playing field as far as that's concerned. I have a video coming out tomorrow that's going to be on the Mavic Air 2. I'm going to show some things about the model number and some information about that. And also, too, I'm going to talk a little bit. I know, you know, Sean was talking a little bit about the naming of it, and we're going to get into that. We're going to talk a little bit about that. Got one coming out on the Fimi X8 SE 2020, an update on that, and got another Mavic Air 2 video later in the week that's going to come out. So working on things. And I think, you know, for all of us, I think it really kind of helps us. And, you know, because, you know, it takes time to do these videos. And it's not, you know, there's no secret to that when you're video editing, whatever software that we use. But I think it helps us, and, you know, it gets our minds off of things. And we do that out there for you guys, okay? Because, you know, while we, you know, kind of, you know, like our work, but we want to be able to educate and inform you guys. And that's why we do what we do, okay? That's why we're here, okay? Because the big bucks are from 9 to 5 for me. I know for Ron and Marcus, you know, you know, their feet up are on the desk the whole day because they're retired, all right? You know, me, not so much. I got a little bit of time before that happens, but hopefully not too much longer. All right. With all that being said, let's get to our closings for the night. Marcus, go for it.
Hey, you know, I'm just going to go with what we've been talking about here for the last couple months, and you know, there's a lot of folks really stressed out right now with the COVID-19 crisis. So be kind to your neighbor, observe the social distancing rules, and we'll all get through this. And there is a light at the end of the tunnel. And you know what? There's nothing more fun, even if you're doing it in your backyard. Put that drone up in the air. It's big fun. Ron.
Thank you, Marcus. Yeah, I wish everybody, you know, the best through this, you know, this virus crisis. You know, if you're, you know, out of work or strapped for money, I hope the stimulus checks come, or the unemployment checks, or, you know, whatever help, or, you know, you're supposed to get there in these times. But most important, you know, just keep yourself healthy and safe. I mean, this will be over. And, you know, we will get back to somewhat the normal, hopefully in the near future. And, you know, I hope we, like I said, took some of the burden off of you tonight. And I hope, you know, you could join us, you know, next Monday for the big event. I mean, I know not everybody has the cash to get it, but I mean, you can let some of us get it first and be the beta testers to see if it's really worth getting until you get your checks in. And I'm going to throw it to Marcus right now, and I'm going to come back and say one more thing.
Well, I almost forgot. I want to plug the Drone Seekers live show next Sunday night. It would be at Sunday afternoon, I guess. It would be 3 p.m. Eastern time, and a lot of the Spanish drone seekers are going to be on there. They've invited me onto the show as well. And so 3 p.m. Eastern time, 1 p.m. Mountain time where I'm at. And if you're in a different time zone, you're just going to have to figure it out. Okay, Ron, back to you. Okay,
so go over support Marcus and the Drone Seekers this Sunday, right? This coming Sunday?
It's coming Sunday, yes.
And don't forget, Lloyd, the Grumpy Vlogger, his show's on Monday nights, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. He's on every Monday. Usually Mel's his co-host. They always have a good show, so don't miss that. And tomorrow night, don't miss Coast to Coast Drones, Drone Therapy, 8:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And then next Monday we'll be on about 8:30 p.m. on Build the Drone, and then you know, jump over to ZinoNation. We'll have more details coming on that stuff, but that's it. And I'm going to throw it over to Bill.
Well, I'm gonna start by our good friend Lloyd, the Grumpy Vlogger. He says, "Remember, don't take a bath, and social distancing is automatic."
See, that's a good campaign
Boy,
promise.
thank you for that. That brought a real big smile on my face. That was spot on. I guarantee you're 100% right on that. That's for sure, without a doubt. You know, I'm glad we're here for an hour to be able to help you guys. And you know, we talk about drones, and you know, kind of gets our minds off of things. But you know, I'll echo what Marcus and Ron said. You know, Mr. Rogers' 3 rules. You know, I know you guys have heard it from me before, but you know, my dad actually was on a very early Mr. Rogers show before he made it on the big public television. He was on back when he was on one of the local educational stations, public education stations in Pittsburgh. And, you know, one of his 3 rules for success in life were be kind, be kind, be kind. And really that's it in an essence here, you know, and really, you know, the good book says, love thy neighbor. Okay. And this is a time when we need to do it. If you can physically go out there and be able to do something for someone, or, you know, like I said, you know, buy gift cards from some of these small mom and pop places. So when this is over, you can go enjoy them. You know, send them an email, send them a note of encouragement. You know, connect with family members. Do everything you can, because, you know, we're all going through this together. And this is something, you know, it's hitting us all. I mean, it's just not the United States. It's 184 countries at last count. So this is something that's gone far and wide. And, you know, I've had to do some disciplining in some of my groups today. And I'm like, come on, guys, you know, let's just, you know, like Marcus said, you know, if that person's going to cut you off, let them cut you off. Okay. Let it go. Because you know what, there's a lot of bigger things that we have our plates on. So, you know, with everything being said, you know, please stay safe. Please follow the social distancing. We will get through this. Okay. Hang in there. Okay. And, you know, I just, you know, heard on the news tonight, Congress is going to pass another bill to help out these small businesses. So Ron had to go because he's on Philly Drone Live show, which is coming up. So go see Mikey and go watch Ron and Mikey. You'll have a great time. I guarantee you will absolutely laugh. Marcus, it was fantastic tonight, and we're looking forward to next Monday. Look forward to seeing Marcus Sunday on the Drone Seekers, and I'm sure Marcus will be posting information in groups on that. But until then, until it's a great day to fly, stay inside and be safe, everybody. Take care. Have a good evening.